On.
Yes. All right, Bob, we are now officially live. Awesome. We made it this far. We're doing good. This is the very first live of 2021. Congratulations, Bob. You're our very first one of the new year.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to have you on here with us this morning. And once we get a few viewers that are hopping on here to let us know we are live and that they can see and hear us, we will jump right into our conversation this morning.
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right, we've got a few people hopping on. If you can see and hear us, leave us a little comment in the comment section and we will get started. Hi, Elizabeth. Elizabeth is my office mate. She's pretty great. She
Hi,
can
Elizabeth.
see and hear us. Hi. Mindy's here today also. She can see and hear us. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Garrett. Can you see their comments, Bob?
I can.
Awesome. Good morning, everyone. We are so excited. We took a few weeks off for the holidays for our live video broadcast with the Kentucky Career Center. So we're very excited to jump back into it this year. And we are coming out of the gate hot with Mr. Bob Baer here. He's from BelFlex Staffing. And we'll do a little introduction here in just a second. But I wanted to give everybody just a minute to hop on. And once we do, we'll get into the conversation of their amazing company, the roles that they're hiring for, both internally and for different clients. And we'll get into that in just a minute. Thank you guys for tuning in. Good morning, viewers and followers and everybody out there in Facebook land. So happy to have you all. All right. So if you are brand new to joining us on our Facebook Live video broadcasts, my name is Haley Franklin, and I work for the Kentucky Career Center as a Youth Talent Development Specialist. So with this job, I've been able to add this awesome perk of meeting with employers each week, like Bob from BelFlex Staffing. And what we do is we just talk about their company, the roles that they're hiring for, and just give you guys a little bit more of an insight into what they do and where they're located, things like that. Now, we'll remind everybody, you do have a chance to ask questions. We give about a 5 to 10 minute kind of question and answer session at the end, and you guys will be able to ask questions of your own. If you join in late or you just have a basic question, that will be your chance to ask it, and I'll pop it up here on the screen. Good morning, Eric and Dana and Joni. So good to have everybody. All right. So we'll hop right into it. Like I said, we've got Mr. Bob Baer here. He is from BelFlex Staffing, and they are known for connecting people with opportunities. And Bob here wears many different hats. We got a chance to talk a little bit yesterday, and he is the Chief Operating Officer, the COO at BelFlex Staffing. But also, in addition to that, he sits on the board at the Free Store Food Bank and Ready Cincinnati. You may have heard of both of those. He's very blessed to have those roles, and we're very blessed to have him here today. So, Bob, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for the opportunity to showcase our organization.
Absolutely. We're so very excited. And since we've got a little bit of an audience here today, I wanted to hop right into our conversation. And if you want to start off with just giving us a little bit of an overview of your company, we'd be happy to hear it.
Be happy to. So BelFlex Staffing Network is a third generation family owned business. We're currently third generation. Our CEO is Jason McCall, and his family owns the business, and it was started by his grandfather. We have 29 physical branch locations in 10 states, including 5 locations in the great Commonwealth of Kentucky down there. So we support the Commonwealth. Yay. And actually opened a new office during the pandemic in the Commonwealth down in Louisville. So it was our second Louisville branch. So internally, we have about 150 internal employees that work directly for BelFlex. We put out to work about 4,000 contingent temporary workers each week. Service 300 to 500 customers on a weekly basis, do around 130 million in revenue based upon a non-pandemic to a pandemic year. Mostly focused in what we call light industrial or commercial staffing, but we do also have a sister company called Touchpoint Search Partners, which does high-end professional placement, white-collar type positions. So that's a little bit about who we are, but we're headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that overview. Bob will probably mention this later on in the conversation, but I thought it was really cool yesterday that he mentioned that BelFlex actually made it into Forbes magazine. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so Forbes magazine, for the first time ever, put out what they called their best of list, where they went out behind the scenes and evaluated 11,000 temporary staffing, permanent staffing, IT staffing, anybody in the space that puts people to work. And from that group, they identified 68 organizations that received what they called 5 stars. And BelFlex Staffing Network was proud to receive one of those 68 5-star ratings across the United States. So something we're very proud of. And again, could not do it without the amazing people that support and represent BelFlex in all of our different markets.
Yes, I think that is amazing. And I'm going to put the link actually to that article if you guys are interested in checking that out. I'm going to put it in the comment section of this video so you can take a look at it. I think that's something to really be proud of.
Yeah, we are. We're very proud of it.
Awesome. All right, Bob, so tell us a little bit about the positions that you guys are currently hiring for.
So that's kind of a twofold answer, Haley. We've got what we call our internal positions, or the ones that would directly work for us, similar to what you did previously in your career when you worked for a competitor of ours.
Yes.
So we hire internally for what we call staffing supervisors or recruiters, branch leaders, salespeople, several corporate positions. As I was telling you, Haley, when we started, or when I started here 10 or 12 years ago, at the time we only had 6 branch locations. And so a lot of positions we have today did not exist back then. So as we continue to grow and expand, that portfolio of opportunities continues to grow and expand. And then along with that, as I said, we service a lot of customers, 300 to 500 of them on a weekly basis. For those type of positions, we're doing order pickers, order pullers, forklift operators, CNC operators, clerical positions, anything that you would find like in a distribution center or a manufacturing facility are the type of positions that we typically work on.
Awesome. Thank you for that overview of what you guys are hiring for. If you all are taking notes out there, our viewers, please take note of these positions. Like Bob mentioned, they are hiring internally and for clients as well. And it runs the gamut of different roles that they are hiring for, like you said. And we'll put those in the comment section as well in case anybody missed all the descriptions there.
Yeah, and if anybody's interested to find what those are, Haley, they can always go to our website at belflex.com, and you can look on there. And the nice thing about that site is if you're looking to go to work for one of our customers, it will geofence, so you can kind of put in where you're at and what, kind of a radius that you're looking for. Obviously, the more you're willing to expand that, the more that you can see opportunities that are out there. And then we also have an internal talent group that helps find those internal positions for us. But you can also look me up on LinkedIn, send me a little note, and I'll make sure to connect you with the people if you're interested in working internally at BelFlex.
Amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's talk about the pay rates.
Sure. So positions that we place out on assignment, it's a huge variety. Again, being in 29 markets in 10 states, it's kind of all over the board. But I would say they're anywhere in the starting range of $10 to $12 an hour, and they probably go upwards of $20 an hour for some of those high-end jobs for the positions that we place out on assignment. Internally, our salaried positions are anywhere from that 35.5 range up to 6-figure incomes. And I think that's the neat thing. We put together some programs a couple years ago called the Pathway to 6 Figures for our internal employees. And so it's really neat each year when we see people have met that and they've been able to change their lives and give back. And I think that's a big thing that's part of our brand, is giving back. And the people that work internally for us are very good at that when they succeed, they help their communities and their local areas and give back to that as well.
I love that you mentioned that, because I think that's really what truly sets you guys apart from other employers, other staffing agencies, just the value that you hold for like community service and the care that you have for people in general. I think it's amazing.
It is. And it's funny. We live by a little motto called DCP. It's who you be. I got my little bracelet on right here. And it's our core values: do the right thing, create success, and people matter. And it's really how we hire. That's who we look to hire each and every day. And, it kind of goes into, we talked about what's a day in a life like, kind of jumping ahead. And as I shared with you, a day in a life is really about who likes to serve people, who likes to serve their communities, and who likes to serve customers. And that's what we call behind me succeeding together. And if all three of those things aren't happening, we don't feel like we're fulfilling our mission. And do we sometimes get off track of that mission in areas? You bet, because you can't be perfect when you're hiring, 25 or 30,000 people every day across this platform. But we try to be better 99% of the time and get it right. And if we don't get something right, we try to make sure that we talk to those people and figure out how we can do it better. And I think that's how we've been able to win some of the awards and the things that we do. You don't wake up each day doing this for awards, but it's nice when you get recognized for the things that your teams are doing and you're doing it consistently.
Yes, the recognition is always nice, and you guys deserve it. So awesome. Way to go. All right, so we talked a little bit about pay rates, and we even talked about how to apply, but I did want to reiterate it here. The scroller at the bottom of the screen here shows the website that you guys can go to, and we'll also put it in the comments section. It's BelFlexStaffing.com, and then it looks like BelFlex Staffing is commenting on our video. Hey guys. So they are on it this morning, and it looks like they're putting a couple of different links on there for you guys to click on to make it easier to access. So they are there in the comment section as well.
I told you we've got a great social media team and a great internal team that not only helps me this morning when I'm having camera issues, that they're there to really service our candidates and our clients and try to make this as easy as possible, whether that's applying online, or you can also come into our physical locations and apply. If you go to that website, you can get the physical addresses. Obviously, during COVID, we're making sure to keep people safe. So we will be taking your temperature when you come in. We ask that you come by yourself and not bring individuals with you for social distancing purposes, so we can keep everybody spread out, plenty of hand sanitizer around. And then also to help you understand the safety of the clients that you would go to work at, because sometimes people have that nervousness of going into a facility that maybe has 300, 400, 500 employees working there. Right. We can help you understand what those individual customers are doing, or get you into an opportunity that you're going to feel safe going into.
That's amazing. So Bob did mention a couple of different ways that you guys can apply. Obviously, the website is there. You can walk in. They're taking COVID precautions, like he mentioned. So lots of opportunities for you guys to apply and get your job of your dreams, and can turn into a career very easily, just like it did with Bob.
I think that's a great thing to touch on, Haley. I know we're going off a little script here, but
that's okay.
I think that's the big thing is, it starts with asking yourself the why. And I knew 27 years ago I wanted to be in this industry, and I was lucky enough to have people along the way that helped me. And not everybody wants to do this, but whatever it is that you want to do, it starts with understanding what you want to do. And so if you kind of have an idea of what you want to do, you can come in and work with our recruiters so they can help get you on that career path. Don't just take an opportunity that isn't something you really want to do, unless you're in a situation that you just immediately need to pay the bills. But be open and transparent about that, hey, I'm only looking to do this for a short period of time, and I would really like to do X. Because we also have a lot of programs or training platforms that we can help people that maybe don't even have the skill sets today, but we can help upskill those individuals to help get them where they want to go if they're willing to put that time in.
Absolutely. So even if you're unsure, come in and talk to a recruiter. They'll help. They'll help you take a look at your skill set and get you where you need to be.
Absolutely.
All right. So moving right along here, we talked about how to apply. We even touched on this a little bit, Bob, but if you want to go into a little bit more detail here, what is a day in the life like of an employee at BelFlex Staffing for one or two of the roles that you're hiring for?
I would say it starts again with just wanting to serve people, having that servant mentality, whether that is your client, your candidate, your coworkers, all of that. As I always say, you don't want to go into the people business if you don't love people. If you don't love people. But with that being said, I will also say we do have opportunities that are behind the scenes, whether that's in our payroll department or our compliance group, our HR team. So there are roles like that if you like to be more behind the scenes. But I think a day in a life, for a candidate is we want to make sure that we give them all of the pre-screening that they need to make sure that they have a good opportunity. We look at 4 things when we consider success: good pay rates, good onboarding, good culture, and good retention programs. And those are the type of customers that we're looking to partner with or help those customers that maybe are struggling in one of those areas, so that our candidates are enjoying the day in the life every day when they go to those assignments. I think that's probably the neatest thing about our industry is every day is different,
Yes.
because customers are so different and people are so different. So, you really have to have that ability to move and pivot and, like that kind of chaos in your day.
Yep.
If you like that type of a day, internal roles at BelFlex would be fantastic for you.
That's amazing. Organized chaos. You got to love it. All right. So we talked a little bit about a day in the life, and now let's get into the nitty gritty of the qualification requirements. And I know this will vary depending on the job, but just touch on those for us, Bob.
Yeah. So I think really there isn't a whole lot that we can't work with. I think the world has changed a lot over the last several years. There's a lot of second chance opportunities out there, second chance employers out there. There's people that are willing to work with people that are trying to change their lives. At BelFlex, we have some programs where we partnered with the Free Store Food Bank and the wonderful Gateway Community College. It's down there in the Commonwealth.
Yes.
That we started a program called Lift the Tri-State. We've now graduated 12 classes, and we're working on class 13. Right now, and it's free, and it's a 10-week training program where the students that go through that get certified on 5 pieces of powered equipment. They get some certifications from Gateway. They can get some college credits. We've got a ton of employers that work with us for full-time placements out of that. So I really say, if you've been told no by somebody else, you may not have every opportunity when you come in, but we're going to work to try to find you the right opportunity if you're willing to work with us and go showcase yourself. And then for jobs internally at BelFlex, I get this asked a lot. Do I have to have a college degree? You don't have to have a college degree to work at BelFlex. I think I told you the story that our previous president did not have a college degree. It was everything he had done to help build our organization and the things that he had done to help us get to where we're at today. So I think, as I always say, it doesn't matter how you got here or when you got here, it's what you do while you're here. And that's how we promote and advance people in their careers internally at BelFlex.
That's amazing. So I would just say from that, if you're listening and you're questioning, don't feel afraid if you don't have a degree or if you feel like you don't have what is necessary. There's a lot of questions here in the sidebar of people asking if you guys are second chance friendly. And like Bob just mentioned, they absolutely are. So don't be afraid of something that you feel like might be on your background that's hindering you from a position. There very well could be a position for you at BelFlex.
Yeah, let me just touch a little more on that because I think there's a big area. So when we are putting people to work for our customers, we work lockstep with their guidelines. And we have worked very hard to help them understand that you cannot have this perfect A to Z box anymore, with this challenges like pre-COVID, we were running basically zero unemployment of employable folks in the United States.
Right.
And so we've tried to help them understand that you very well might find a much more loyal person if you're willing to give them an opportunity. We really look at, and they look at what it was, when it was, and what have you done to try to better yourself. And I think that's where, for those folks that maybe aren't sure what they want to do, taking a chance and taking a look at the Lift the Tri-State program through the Free Store. You can register directly on the Free Store Food Bank website or a link to it through our site. And they really help those individuals. And we have employers that specifically come hire people full-time out of that program because they know they committed to those 10 weeks to go through that. And they don't really worry about what they've done in the past once you get in, accepted to that program.
I think that's my favorite part to take away from our conversations that we've had, Bob. Just that you guys are so willing to give those people a second chance, and especially the ones that have proven that they're hard workers, they're dedicated, they're motivated, they're going to come to work every day. And I know there are people out there that are watching this video right now who feel the same way. So appreciate that.
Absolutely.
All right. So we have totally gone off script today, and I love it. And
Told you it happened.
I love it, though. It gets me excited to keep moving here with the conversation. So we talked about qualification requirements. Let's talk about, this is probably one of my favorite topics to talk about because you guys have a laundry list of benefits and resources that you offer candidates. So let's talk about that.
Yeah. So for candidates that we're going to put to work, we actually
Yes.
just switched our benefits program to the American Worker Program and platform, which is fantastic. I think the thing that we're most excited about on that platform is the virtual doc ability. So, quite often people don't want to take off work, or they don't, have the ability to maybe find somebody for childcare to get to the doctor, especially in this day and age. So this new platform has the virtual doctors inside of it for our candidates, and it's really well established in our industry. And then opportunities and benefits are really more customer centric, whether it's PTO days or, different bonuses that are out there. And those are the things that we'll talk to you about when you come in, as we're trying to find you those opportunities. And then internally at BelFlex, beyond the salaries and programs, we have, annual bonus programs, we have monthly programs. It really depends upon what role you're in. But all of our field teams are eligible for monthly bonuses as long as they achieve their goals. You got to make it to get it. So, but that again is a neat place to be, and that's part of succeeding together, is our owners sharing the success when our teams succeed.
That's amazing. Thank you, Bob, for going over some of those with us. We are now going to transition into the question and answer portion of our conversation. So what that means, if you're just brand new into tuning in with us, you can ask a question here in the comments box. And some of you already have, so thank you. We'll kind of go over those first. And if you're just joining us here, you can ask a question, and we may have gone over it already, but we'd love to touch on it again. We'll give it about 5 minutes for you guys to ask a question, and we'll do our best to answer it. So let me pick out a few here. We talked about, okay, so Susanna Courtney has a question. She is actually an employee of the Kentucky Career Center, so she probably wants these answered to go back to her customers. Do they offer insurance and vacation time? Can you touch on that, Bob?
Yeah, so that's the American Worker Insurance that we offer to our candidates out on assignment. And then PTO time is, we have a lot of our customers that we have PTO plans built into those customer contracts, where they work certain hours. Some of them are annualized, some of those are quarterly. They just really all vary. And then as well as, of course, for our internal positions, in case you have individuals you're looking for that might be interested in some of our internal positions, we have a permissive PTO plan because we like people to have a nice work-life balance. So it's not really an accrued type plan. And then, of course, we have, we have Cigna benefits and dental, 401k, medical match, all that good fun stuff. So, yeah, we're very proud of the programs we have in place for the space that we're in. And we think we now have, what's best in class for the space we're in.
Awesome. Thanks for that question, Susanna. Thanks for answering it, Bob. Did you guys hear him say work-life balance? If you're taking notes out there, write that down. Pretty awesome. All right, so let's look at another question. We touched on this a little bit, but we'll go over it again in case anybody missed it. Elizabeth wants to know, I might have missed this, but did you say if you are second chance friendly?
Yeah, so that's again the question that's always a little tricky. So we welcome everybody into our office. And then from there, we have to figure out what it was, when it was, what you've done since then. And then we have to kind of handpick those employers that we work with, that we have talked through this, that are willing to work with different types of things. It used to be when I first started in this industry, every customer is like, I want somebody with 100% clean background. Well, that world doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
So it's really about what it was, when it was, and what you've done to clean it up. Or then sometimes we'll try to transition them to say, hey, have you ever thought about going into our Lift the Tri-State program with Gateway and the Free Store? And so that's a great way to try to get yourself on track and get some great skills coming out of there. That's going to make yourself much more employable. And we can share with the people that we've had a 90% full-time placement ratio coming out of that program. They get really excited and can kind of go from there. So I think it's just really about communication and conversation and kind of taking each individual as they are.
That's a great statistic, 95% coming out of there.
90%, sorry,
90%. That's
90%.
great.
Yep.
All right, Elizabeth, thanks for that question. And thanks, Bob, for answering it. I don't see any more coming in unless we're lagging behind just a minute. But I did want to take this opportunity to remind everybody that if there are questions and you're viewing this at a later time, that's totally fine. Just put them in the comments. We'll get a notification and try to answer those the best we can. We'll get with Bob and make sure we connect on those with you. If anybody's out there.
I see one down at the bottom because you're kind of on a delay right now. You're kind of cutting out a little bit.
Okay.
But Marcia Massey asked, what about with your company directly? And I assume she meant, are we a second chance employer with us directly? And again, that's the same exact question. Is we would need to sit down with you, find out what it was, when it was, what you've done since then, what the offenses were, what the dispositions were. But I will say we do not have any hard absolute no's or absolute yeses. We take every individual on a case-by-case basis.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks, Marcia, for that question. Can you hear and see me now, okay, Bob?
Yep, we got you now.
Awesome. I don't know what happened there. Thanks, Marcia. All right, so if you guys have any other questions, let us know in the comments section. We will wrap those up and answer those for you the best we can as we move along throughout the week. Share and like this video so it gets lots of organic reach. We love when you guys view us live, but we also want you to share this out to your friends and family members that you have on your own personal Facebook page. So do that for us and tune in next week. Next Thursday, we'll have another guest at 9:30 a.m. Jennifer Pauley says, loved this. Thank you, Kentucky Career Center and Bob. Thanks for tuning in, Jennifer. We appreciate you.
So Jennifer is our sales rep down in Florence, Kentucky. So she works down in Florence for us and is a big part of our success down there in southeastern Indiana. So yeah, thanks, Jen, for joining us.
Yay. Thank you, Jennifer. We appreciate you. And then I don't know how to say this lady's name.
Call her MB. I call her MB.
MB. I wasn't going to try because I would botch it, but she says, thanks for representing BelFlex, Bob.
So she works for us down in Louisville, and she's one of the driving forces why we were able to expand and open a second office down in the Commonwealth city of Louisville.
That's amazing. Thanks for tuning in, MB. We appreciate you. All right. So we're going to wrap it up here. We've been here for about 27 minutes. So let us know if you have any questions. Send this to anybody that you think would be a great candidate. We are so excited to forge this partnership and continue it on, Bob, with BelFlex Staffing. So we're going to try to garner some wonderful applicants for you. And we just really appreciate you coming on here this morning with us.
No, thanks again. And like we said, let's make sure we talk offline. You know, we'd love to make a donation to your organization. And thanks for what you guys are doing to help people and help them on their career goals. And I know you work a lot with kids, and we also have a program called BelFlex Junior Mentoring that we do in several of our markets where we're helping the high school students that are maybe have lost their way or they're trying to find their way. And so I think there's probably some other things we could work on together, but we appreciate the chance to showcase our organization. I'm very proud of the people that work for us, the people that go out and represent us every day. And while sometimes I get some of the glory, believe me, I don't deserve the glory I get. It's the wonderful people that work for us each and every day that make us what we are.
Oh, we appreciate that. And we are so thankful for you and everybody on your team. So thank you guys.
All right. Thanks, Haley. I appreciate it.
All right, Bob. Everybody have a great day. We will see you next week. Have a wonderful day.
Take care. Bye-bye.